So Aditi asked me question on the importance of personalized messages on LinkedIn requests and why is it important to kind of cut the noise when you're actually sending a message out to a hiring manager. I think so. In my personal opinion, I think there are tons of these templates that are given in LinkedIn when you want to get connected and you say hi and glad to hear and glad to connect and things like that. But what kind of works for me is when I'm also sending out a message to someone, it tells me that the other person has taken that effort to write a note, understand the problem spaces that I'm working on, at least have an idea of the space in which I'm operating. And so when I'm also reaching out to somebody, I first and foremost I just say, hey, glad to connect and let's catch up on a couple of coffees or beers or whatever, depending on what kind of a cultural nuance you want to play around with. But in case if I just say, hey, glad to hear from you, glad to connect, would love to learn from you, great. I mean, what do you do? I don't even know what do you want to learn from me. It is very, very ambiguous because you are otherwise getting anywhere from 50 to 100 to could be 1,000 requests a day. I mean, recruiters typically get a lot of these kind of requests. So if you are not personalizing your message, I think it's very difficult for the other person to really make that memory of you as a person and what do you bring on the table. Maybe you can send a video note or a video intro if you really want to kind of stand out. You can even talk about some of the stories as a person saying as a part of your introduction, and keep it really short. Don't go in for really long essays when you're sending out the personalized messages. I think a lot of people do those mistakes, but a crisp introduction, personalized, knowing what I've been working on, looking at my LinkedIn posts, those kind of things would actually make a lot of sense for me when I get a request from someone. Similarly, when I'm sending out a request to anyone, I would research a little about the company, about the product that they're working on, the space in which they're working on, and I would actually just say that, hey, I'm working in so and so area and I would love to catch up with you, maybe for a podcast or even just exchange notes on a particular use case. The more focused you keep the message, the better the turnout is going to be. If you keep it very generic, then you are among the lot. So the results of those kind of introductions are only as great. So I think it's very, very important to have a personalized introduction on LinkedIn to be able to really cut the noise. And I would expect the same from anyone sending a request to me.